Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Today, back into our PBEM challenge with Bonsai 83. And I'm hovering over New Zealand because that's where some of the most interesting action is taking place. We did have to pull out of Auckland last turn. Now, I went back and forth about that many, many times, but ultimately the decision was this Marine unit could have gotten around us into this hex, I believe. And if that would have happened, it would have cut off the direct supply from the national supply source here up the rail, and then we would have been relying on port supply. Well, he's got, he already did have a huge carrier force here, and so I didn't think that we would be able to break that. Now, those carriers have moved out, and if we look over here by Australia, it looks like many of them are over here. We've got 10 ships with Marines over here, another 10 ships in the area, so this is a huge carrier force, I would assume. He's going to land either in Adelaide or Port Augusta, I would imagine. Now, Adelaide is a level 4 port. It could supply or support up to 80 strength points. Port Augusta is 3, so that could be up to 60. So he could get 140 up here, 140 strength points up in here just with port supply. There's not a whole lot we could do about it. Now, we could have taken these units here and this one here, put them in Adelaide, Port Augusta, but eventually he would have landed here anyway and just destroyed those. I find it is much better to leave one unit off the shoulder of the main places you want to keep, and really that's Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne. Now, you may say there's nothing off the shoulder here. Well, if he landed here, we could just move over, we could move this over. Uh, Essentially, they're set up to be off the shoulder wherever he decides to attack. Now, when he lands here, he's going to be bringing a lot. Um, we may need to move this over to this side if this is where he's going to land. As a matter of fact, I'll probably just go ahead and do that. Now, this had started to dig in, but this is not a very defensible hex. The problem is this is woods clear. It's 1.1, 1.1, 1.1, 1 point. Okay, well, they're all kind of the same. You just do not want him to get around you on 3 sides. So, how are we going to deal with that? I think the first thing we do is move this unit over. Now, that is only a 3 of 10. Um, so let's rethink this very quickly. This is a 2 of 10. That's not going to be good. We've got a 7 of 10. Okay. We could move this down the rail, and then we've got 3 at Melbourne. Why would I do that? Well, that's really the first place he's got to go. He's got to go try to get Melbourne. Now, he could come over here and try to get Canberra, and we could move right up here. Then he may bring in a secondary invasion force. At least that's what I would do. We'll see. We'll come back to all of this as we move through the turn. Okay, let's go up to deployment. The British have nothing. Again, until next turn, the Ramillies will come out. That will finally free up some of their shipyards, which will be helpful because we need to be building transports. You see, March 1st, we've got 2 turns until we get a transport. When we get that transport, we're going to take this division down in East Africa and we're going to move it straight up into India to try to help out. We will also get another division then, um, not next turn, but the turn after that, and then the turn after that, another transport, another division, another battleship. You get the idea. We start getting some transports in here, but we need more. We need more. You always need more. The U.S., we've got that comment ready. Now we could put that out here to see exactly what he's got. I think we have a pretty good idea. I'm not sure how much additional information that's going to give us. I mean, we can guess, but ultimately, even if we did know what's out here, we can't go challenge it. So we may as well just hold on to this for now. Soviet Union, nothing. China, Australia, March 5th. So what is that? 1, 2 on the 3rd turn from now. Australia will get another division. Also on that turn, we'll have a U.S. unit that will get on a transport and come through the whirligig to try to get it up here to protect Sydney, maybe even up into Brisbane or down into Melbourne here. We'll have to figure that out then, depending on events on the ground. India, March 1st, March 5th. Just going to be absolutely huge. So in 2 turns, we get this one. In 3 turns, we get this one. Got to get them down on the ground. We'll go look at India here in a minute. The Kiwis, nothing. And the Philippines. Okay, let's go to the combat log for last time and see what happened. We had partisan activity in Borneo. Okay, you go, Borneo partisans. We had partisan activity in China and more in Southeast Asia. We had supply interdiction into Chittagong. Um, oh, our air unit got displaced. Wow. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I had not noticed that. Um, so our Allied air forces did try to interdict any supply going into Chittagong. Unfortunately, he has pushed in and taken Calcutta here. We're going to have to deal with that. Obviously, I'm not telling you anything there. This Australian unit shattered as he moved into Port Moresby. That was just done for. Land combat here. Okay, so 0 and 0 for him. We took 3 and retreated. Okay. Land combat. Then we took 4 more and shattered. Ugh, that's not good. Air unit overrun. Okay, when you have an air unit overrun, let's go look at the deployment for India here. That will show up again later. It gets into your deployment queue. It comes on at half the strength it was when it was overrun. So evidently this was at a 6 when it got overrun. Now it's going to come back on the map at a 3, not until July 31st. That's hurtful. I probably should have had him back here in this town because he could still cover Calcutta. He's got this IAF has a 6 range. Ugh. Okay, that's not great. Invasion, he took over Henderson Field. Invasion, he took over Boone. He took over Tonga, and he took over the Gilbert Islands, Tarawa. All right. What were the losses this time? Yeah, you see India, 12 on the infantry, 4 on the air. So it was a 7, I guess. It's going to be down to a 3 when it comes back on the map. You don't lose it permanently, but it does come back on at half strength. Australians lost 3. Japanese only lost 1. We need to try to bloody him more than that. Partisan activity in China on the current turn. All right, hopefully that's hurting his supply. More and more and more. What was that? Convoy attack. Okay, we did lose 1 Merch Marine here, and we lost 3 down here. This is considered the Indian Ocean group. So, I mean, the Indian Ocean starts right here at Melbourne. If we look down here, this is still South Pacific. South Pacific. Okay, I guess it's right here actually. Indian. There. Oh, it's this. Strangely enough, directly south of Adelaide, right here in this hex, is where it becomes the Indian Ocean convoy lane. And he did get 3 of our merch. Marines. Casualties. Okay. I mean, nothing much to look at here. India. Gosh darn it! I wish I wouldn't have lost that air unit. That hurts a little bit because he can just bomb the ever-living crud out of us without us getting in the air at all. India's taken 36, only 12 in China. He hasn't been nearly as aggressive in China this time. Not yet, but believe me, with the way he plays the game, the aggressiveness in China is coming. I have no doubt about that. It is on its way. Um, Okay, well, let's go up to India and see what we have to do. Now, he has started to extend out of Madras here. Now, he now has Calcutta. He does not have this rail line yet, and so he's supporting all of these forces out of Madras. Madras is a level 4 port. It's port supply. He can really only support 80 strength points. It looks to me like he's got to have more than that out here, especially with the air unit also in here. So he's going to be a little stretched thin until he can get down here, get the rail line in there, and then Calcutta will eventually, anyway, when it gets back up to, I think it has to be a 5 production. If you see down in the bottom left-hand corner, it's a 3 right now. It will go back to being a national supply source. Okay, we got to get these guys out of here. And how exactly are we going to do this? Now, these guys can move by rail, and we're certainly going to do that. This unit needs to come back here, I think. This unit, oh, this can go all the way to Delhi. It's now built up into a 6 of 10. This is an 8 of 10. I'm going to take that off hold for now. I wanted to keep him on. I want to keep him on this rail line, so that way, next turn, really, no matter how far he goes, he can't stop us from going all the way up and around to Delhi. This unit could either go here. Yeah, I think that's what we have to do, actually. Let's bring him back there, and I'll put him on hold. Okay. Now we have the headquarters unit that needs to get the hell out of here on the rail. We'll do that, and then we'll take, wait a minute. Let's back that up. Why can this not go on the rail? He asks. This can. I guess it's because the Japanese unit's right next to that rail, but then how is this getting through? Well, I'm not going to ask those questions. I guess I sort of just did, but I'm not going to. So 1.3, 1.0, 1.0. That's a 1.5. Cannot have this guy get trapped. That is for certain. This guy really probably needs to sit right in front of Delhi. Now, this is not very defensible of a hex, but I don't see any other choice. Kind of wonder. Um, hmm. Now, see, he could have gotten back behind me, but could he get into me over here? I was just wondering if I should have left this sitting here for a turn. I don't really think that's true. This is a 10 of 10. We're also going to take him off hold. He is a 10 of 10, obviously. So I think what we're going to do is do this. All right. Then we'll put him on the rail. And I just don't know. I think we should put him here for now. I could put him down here, or I could put him right here on this rail junction. I think he'd be able to get out of here next turn. If not, he can just turn and go this way, right? I don't want this guy to get up on top of this unit first, though. All right, let's just put him in there. I'm not sure that that's ideal. I would like to slow him down a little bit more, but I'm just not sure if that's possible, honestly. All right, so next turn, we'll turn him active, just in case he needs to attack or something. These units are going to get out and come around. I'll probably put one here. I'll probably put one here, and maybe I'll put one. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe here. Maybe even help down here. We're looking fairly strong here, but I've said that before in a game against Bonsai, and he's just going to be coming, hell hath no fury. But I think for now, this is going to have to do it. We've got these guys off hold. We've got these guys on hold. Okay, I think that does that. We're okay. We're okay over here. I really wish I wouldn't have lost that air unit. I should have had him uh, here or here. He could have covered this with that. And I really wish I would have done that now. But, that's fine. That's not what's going to win or lose this game. It's just something to think about when you play. Just make sure you keep those back just a little bit if you can. The Brit unit, again, next turn, we'll have to turn this into active because then March 1st they get the transport and off he goes. And he's going to come up here and hopefully go straight into Bombay and try to hold off these Japanese forces in and around Bombay. Let's just look at these units really fast. trying to get dug in. He's up to a 15 of 20. I could probably take him off of priority, I think. This unit's a 5 of 10. I think I'll put him on priority. This is a 4 of 10. Let's put him on priority. Try to get those built up a little bit. 10 of 10, that's good. 6 of 10. I mean, he's guarding Delhi, but it's going to be a few turns before they could get into him, so I'm just going to take that off. 8 of 10, 10 of 10, 10 of 10. Okay. Um, again, these guys should be able to go up and around on the rail to any of these locations next turn. So I think we're in pretty good shape there. I really want to see these guys build up. These two, they're our weakest units out here, and they could get hit. Maybe probably not next turn, but the turn after that. So we got to try to get them built up. Again, the UK, we're just waiting. I mean, hell, I don't know. I could turn him active now to make sure that I don't forget, but surely I wouldn't do that. Now we've got these American subs over here. We could go take a pot shot at these, but I'm sure there are carriers in there, so they would eventually get bombed. So let's just take them over to the West Coast. West Coast is the best coast. Off they go. Now we have that really weak unit anyway. This is a 5 of 10. This is a 3 of 10. We could put him on rail. Where all can he go? Okay, so we could put him up here. This guy's a 2 of 10. That's just horrific. 7 of 10. Well, he's a 5 of 10. Okay, none of this is particularly great. Let's move this guy over here. I mean, we know he's going to land right up here. And I mean, I guess he could, really do a big fake out and move it over here. Do. God, that 3 of 10 just really scares me. All right, let's move this unit over to here. Okay, he'll get dug in there. Then let's take this unit and move him over here. 3 of 10, 2 of 10. These are the two that really need help. Put it back on the rail. All right. I'm going to play it this way for this turn. Now, next turn. Okay, so 7 of 10. 5 of, gosh, these guys are so weak. He's on priority. You can see the green right there. I've got the air on priority, but you know what? I think I'm going to take that off for a turn. 10 of 10. Excellent. Wow, we got something that's looking okay. 2 of 10, he's on priority. 5 of 10, he is not. I think that's how I have to play it this turn. We could also, oh, you know what? What about these guys? 4 of 10. 4, oh, okay. I got excited. I thought maybe we had a 7 of 10 up here, but we do not. Let's go around and look at our warnings. Okay. Oh, I hadn't even thought about the Philippines. Oh, you can also see I took off the upgrade and repair. I guess I didn't need to do that for the Filipino units, or do I? Well, the Americans would be the one that would be arming them, I guess you'd say, so reinforcement, resupply. So I just took them off, and that's what that red plus is, which is, no repair and upgrade. Okay, so that's what's going on in the Philippines. That he will take all of that next turn. All of that's Philippines. Nomaya, this unit finally starved out, unfortunately, so he will take Nomaya. Suva, we're one turn away. You can see I did the same here. No resupply, no repair. I just don't want any of uh, those production points to go to a doomed unit, I guess you would say. Okay, we've got the De Ruyter here. The De Ruyter will go cruising into Honolulu. Not a bad place to land. The subs, I think I'll put the subs in San Francisco. When they come through here, we'll just have them all stage up at San Francisco for now, because eventually I will want to put them through to Australia. But like I said, 1942, let your subs sit. There's just no reason to have your subs out doing anything. U.S. supposedly has low oil, but 47 points of oil, that's not that bad, right? Okay, the two Chinese units here that were isolated are now gone. They had no supply source. Singapore next turn will fall. Jaffna, that Starved out, unfortunately. Colombo, the same. And then we had partisans. Okay. We've gone through the combat log, the war panel. There's nothing really to do here, I don't believe. We don't have enough points to do comment or code breaking. Advancements, we're just going to continue doing the same thing. Convoys. Now, here's a real question. Um, if we look at the build queue, uh, the Brits are down to 75 merch marines. That's not good. That's not good. We also need to be shipping more stuff to the Brits. Now they're out of the South Pacific lane this time. I say they. The Japanese are not sitting in South Pacific lane. They're in the Indian lane. We can see that. So I think we can start back up the U.S. out to Australia anyway. Um, Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, there we go. Okay. There we go. US to Australia. 94 and 11. Australia's got 11 right now. Let's just do, 2 oil, I guess. And then let's try to do all 94 down the South Pacific lane into Australia. We'll try to pump it full this time. Ooh, is that true? Is that what I want to do? Let's start that over. Um, let's do 50 and 2. Now that'll put us out in the South Pacific, but I don't think he's interdicting any of those lines now. Um, okay, so we'll try to load some stuff into that. Now you see Indian Ocean and South Pacific, that's where the Brits are operating. The Indian Ocean one is a little dicey right now. I mean, he's continuing to smack us about in those convoy lanes. You can really get a sense of how you should be operating in those. The Brits can't send anything more than 25. We're just going to keep that. We're going to lose some merchant marines, but ultimately we've got to try to get something into India. If we look at the build queues, UK really doesn't have enough to do anything. Their shipyards are still all full until the Ramillies comes out, but they're just not getting a whole lot. The US could try to send more to the UK. Let's see what we got here. Let's just say if we did, let's just do it all 44 and 9. Okay, let's create that trade. Yeah, that does go into the Indian Ocean that he's sitting in right now. Well, let's try to get some through there. We may lose more and more merchant marines, but ultimately we may lose Australia and India anyway, making it a moot point. It's okay. U.S. going to ship it out. We got to get some stuff into the UK. We need more divisions. We need more transports, more landing craft for the UK. So 47 and 30, nothing really we can do there. US is sitting on 183. And so what are we going to do? Well, we're going to build a transport and we're going to build some landing ships over and over and over until we start getting more forces. Oh, not enough shipyards. Wow, even the US, you don't often see that. Okay, that's fine. We'll just keep cranking them out. I think we're up to 110 now on the transports once they're all finally built. So cool. Okay. Soviet Union, nothing to do there. China is getting closer here, certainly. Australia sitting on 35. Nah, I'm not going to do anything there. Canada's sitting on 45 now. We could do some landing ships, but I'm going to wait for the transports. Communist China sitting on 64. India with 10. I've got quite a bit going to upkeep. I upped the New Zealand before I came online here. I upped New Zealand's reinforcement to upgrade to try to get all 3 points of production into that. And then the Philippines doesn't really matter. Okay, so we've looked at India, we've looked at Australia. Let's look at China. I think we're in the exact same boat. I don't think there's any reason to move or do anything. He hasn't been particularly aggressive out here like he was the last game. Now, what happened in the last game with him is once he finally felt like he was in control of India, almost all of those forces anyway came back over here into China, and that's when China eventually fell. One thing I'll do now, let's see, out of Chungking, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Okay. One, two. Yeah, it is 6. So we may as well fly the Flying Tigers up here to Chongqing because they can still help out all down here, right? One, two, three, four, five, 6. Yeah, okay. And this is 6. This is, yeah, okay. They can help everything there. And that also allows them to help up here. Now, he looks like he's trying to bust through here a little bit. Um, But luckily, we have this new unit, moving its way up here. This is that cavalry unit. So let's see, what do we want to do here? He's in a 1.3 hex right now, and he's doubly dug in. I don't think we want to move that. So let's get him there, and let's get the cavalry unit there for now. For now, I'm not saying that's ideal. Let's look at the logistics very quickly. This moves him out into a 1. These guys are now all in 1s, which is going to hurt their effectiveness, but I don't really feel like dropping all the way back here behind the river yet. Eventually, we'll get to that point. That will help their effectiveness, but this is a big, strong unit, obviously. Let's take logistics off. This is his 7. He's sitting in Cyan. We're behind the river here. Okay. I mean, it's not a great situation to be in. You can see the communists are in danger of getting surrounded here, so we're going to have to back him up 1. Okay. You hate to do it, but I had to do it. Let's look at this one more time. 511. Uh, okay. I mean, I think we leave it like this this time. Again, try to sit behind rivers, try to get in the best defensive terrain that you can. Try to get them in the highest supply situation you can. It's not always all 3 of those don't always work together, unfortunately. All right, let's move over this way. Again, Australia looks fine. This unit, we're going to move down the railway. Now, I wish I could rail it, but we've got no rail points out here. And he's in garrison mode. I think going back, I really wish these were in active mode, but okay. Now, he's going to have something disembark here. Who knows what? Hopefully, this unit doesn't get absolutely blasted away. It's a 6 of 10. I would like him down here because you can really only attack him from 1 hex. I mean, they can get on beaches here, but that really hurts their effectiveness or combat value. And so this is going to be a 1 hex attack. Now, when they get down here by Wellington, if we can hold this, he doesn't have a clear shot at Wellington. He could try to land something here, but really, I don't, is that something he wants to do? I don't know. Um, Okay, so that is New Zealand. We don't really have anything else out this way. There's nothing to do on the US West Coast. Now, next time, um, that transport's going to be a 10, right? The transport that's going to be built that we'll get on March 1st that needs to go. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and turn Morro Bay into active. That's a 10 of 10, US 38th Division. It's a 39 assault, 39 assault, 30, they're all kind of 39 assaults. 39, just making sure there's not one that's a little bit better, but I don't see it. So this Morro Bay unit will be the one that ships out in a couple of turns. The U.S. has enough production. I'm just going to make him active, have him ready to go, and then on March 1st, off to Australia or maybe New Zealand he goes. I'll probably put him in Australia, but there's the idea that you could put him in New Zealand. And I think with that, that's it. I think we covered everything. This is kind of those lull turns right before you get the transports, because once the transports come in, stuff starts happening all over the map. But for now, we're just kind of turtling up to the best of our ability. We've got all of our units out here. You can see we've got 5 and 29. That's that's a lot of ships sitting here at Pearl Harbor, all trying to get a little better. We do have the swordfish here. Actually, I just want to keep all of the subs together. So let's take him back to San Francisco. Okay, so we did that. And with that, I think that really will do it. This has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. I hope you're enjoying this. I know I certainly am. I'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.